So today we're looking at a scenario where alternative future of the world. Now, this is episode 5, I believe. Now, I am sick. If you can know my voice. The reason I'm recording is because I haven't either. I just got motivation to record, but yeah. Let's go ahead and look at the first event of this video. In that first event, it's pretty simple. The dissolution of NATO completely. Now, would NATO dissolve in real life? Probably not. Actually, probably will not for another, 100 years, because maybe not 100 years. I don't know. A lot of the most lasting alliance, I think, in history was. Well, I don't actually know much about, anything. Um, anything past, the 1800s, I don't know too much about. But um what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. But the next event we have happening is America's invasion of Costa Rica and Panama. Now, why are they gonna invade these areas? But also they're gonna go ahead and annex these like Caribbean areas so they can get a better hold of the Gulf of Mexico. Or this would probably get officially renamed to the Gulf of America because, well, because you'll see in a minute. Because America has a lot of territory in this area, but this is gonna go pretty easily for the Americans as they just have a lot of troops. Yeah, that they would go very quickly. I'll tell you that. I'll give them 1 week to live. Now, would other countries step in? Probably everyone. Probably all of South America, which I can tell you right now, all of South America can beat America. Or America can beat all of South America. It'll just take a lot of resources. And probably all these countries will get involved too, but we're ignoring that. But let's just go ahead and look at the speed of security. Next country America is going to go ahead and go after is, let's see, what we got here. You're gonna go ahead and go after Honduras, El Salvador, that's not Guyana, that is Guatemala. And also, this is gonna cause Mexico to join the war, which is gonna kind of hurt America a bit. Um, yeah, it's gonna hurt America, but it's not really do too much damage as they have just a lot of troops. Now that is okay. That does let some just beliefs to get not that way, but yeah, get invaded into, and which the Americans just stormed through this area. They're very strong. They connect up with the police, liberate it, start invading into Guatemala, and that's quick. Let's go ahead and look at the northern. Oh, oh, that's not very good. Oh no, that's not very good either. Oh no. So yeah, Mexico is they're kind of getting destroyed in this war. This is not probably what the front lines would exactly look like, but roughly, yeah, it would. They capture Mexico City and then get down the coast and Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and surrender. Let's go ahead and look at this peace treaty. Oh, yeah, that's not a very healthy America. Um, Now, when I was trying to do the peace treaty before, before this, I was trying to give America where they was connected, but that border looked horrible, and Mexico wouldn't be able to survive on its own, so I just gave them all of Mexico and everything. Now, realistically, would they be able to survive and hold on to all that? No, they wouldn't. But let's go ahead and look at some other events, such as so basically, um, I th- if I can actually select it, here we go. This is see how this exists, right? A skirmish happens on this border. Nah, do you see an issue? That's not good. Oh no. Oh no. Technically, Iran was the aggressor, but let's just say they are. Which, this isn't gonna go for well for the blue team. Which, yeah. But the first people that are actually gonna push into another country is actually Azerbaijan from the skirmish that happens about here. So they push out from this point, which, Iranian troops are gonna come up there and, um, push them back, and ooh, I don't know where the Azerbaijani capital is, so I don't know, but they're gonna go and capture their coast and yeah, get up the Georgian border, and I know there are mountains here. I know that, but that is not very important here. Yeah, it's just Iran is like 10 times stronger. Plus Pakistan, probably even a stronger Pakistan. This is a very chunky Pakistan. Um, Plus the uninvadable demon, also known as Afghanistan. And yeah, the reason Iran got all of this coast right here is because of this very reason right here. Boom. Yep, immediately capturable. And this kind of causes a sweep, and that kind of causes the capital of Saudi Arabia to fall, and yeah, which Israel is going to go ahead and attempt to fire. Actually, no, Israelistine. Israelistine. Forgot. It's called Israelistine. Forgot I called it that. Yeah, Israelistine is going to go ahead and attempt to fire their nukes off. However, they fail and they die. I'm sorry to anybody that. No, some people may not recognize one, because, both. Well, let's just say, just whatever that makes you happier. Whether this is Palestine, Israel, or Palestine, Israel, union, wherever makes you happier. You you can in your head make that whatever you want. Alright, so I don't have um angry people in my comments. Alright? Well, whatever you want. Just but as soon as they reach over to the Turkish border, they kinda hit a brick wall. Now that brick wall is not as durable as the brick wall in World War III when the Russians got to the German border, you know. They are able to somewhat break through this brick wall, but it's kind of stalemated. It's not trench warfare kind of stalemated, but it is stalemated to an extent, you know. There are some gains along the border over time, but then the Iranian troops are gonna go ahead and like pull most of their troops out of the north, which kind of causes like a bulge in the Turkish front. What the Iranians are gonna do, they're gonna go behind these Turkish troops and encircle them, which the Turkish are gonna go ahead and respond to this by trying to spearhead towards, but they're not gonna be able to, which that kind of causes all of them to be either captured or killed, and it's a big blow to the Turkish. The Turkish are gonna fall back, and that kind of destroys their logistics even more. And they take Ankara, I think it was. So Ankara, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, the coast, everything is. They are able to hold on to Istanbul, you know. But then it gets captured, then they capitulate. Let's go ahead and look at this brutal peace treaty. Damn, damn, that's bad. That is. You wanna know what Turkey's left down to? Thrice. They're left down to Thrice, which Greece is gonna go ahead and invade them, and yeah, that's wow. Now we have just Iran. Also, I just want to say they also annexed their puppet states. Forget about these guys. Let's let's just say they were never in the alliance. You know, let's just let's just say they were never in. Okay, let's just say that because I'm not very. I forget things. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna fix the border. Next events we have happening is Egypt joining the Middle Eastern Alliance, as well as Greece. Why did Greece really join? Because they kind of hate Turkey, and yeah. That's why they joined the Middle Eastern Alliance. And this is gonna kinda cause a I don't even know what you would call this, but an alliance is gonna go ahead and form up between Albania, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Bulgaria, Serbia, Romania, Montenegro, Bosnia, Croatia, Slovenia, Hungary, Slovakia, and Slovakia. Actually, probably not Slovakia. That is a big alliance. And that's all to counter this mass. Um, I might end up mixing Greece and the Middle East than Iran on accident. If I do, I don't mean to, but yeah. This kind of, yeah. But some other events are going to happen, like the unification between Germany. I said the unification between Germany and the Netherlands. The reason for that is because Dutch and German are very, very similar. Also, Austria's going to go and join this union, um, which it wouldn't be very hard to learn German if you're Dutch, or it wouldn't be hard to learn Dutch. Also very similar to English, at least German than Dutch, but and yeah, Austria is also going to join them, and yeah, now the Germans. Also, sorry about the weird lines on some of the map. I've actually redrawn it, like over here, all over here. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the alliance map. Um, Some areas I've kind of redrawn it, like this. I don't know why it's gotten, like, very thin in some areas. Anyways, heck. Anyway, yeah. Some other events we have happening is the pro-Western Russian government gonna go ahead and invade, or not invade, but like go ahead and like unite, with this Russian Republic to actually like be able to fight up against things. Now in World War, yes, these guys will all come together, you know. They still have good relations. There's not an alliance anymore because there's no point in it. So, some other events we have happening is South Africa going imperial. They're gonna go ahead and take out Lesotho, Eswatini. Well, yeah, they're gonna go ahead and do a lot of stuff. Heck, yeah, they're gonna go and take out Lesotho, Eswatini. So now they have all that, and they're gonna go and invade into Mozambique, Madagascar, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia. Now, the reason they're doing all of these at the time is at a time is because South Africa is powerful enough to where they can fight all these countries at the same time. So they're gonna go ahead and branch out and get into Botswana and Namibia. I don't really know where their capitals are. I don't really know where like many capitals are. And their navy is gonna go ahead and make a landing in Madagascar, which is gonna go extremely well. Also, some other landings around these areas. South Africa is strong, so they're going to be able to branch out, connect up with this landing. And once they're going to go ahead and meet the Zimbabwe border, and they're going to go ahead and fully take out Madagascar, and soon same with Zimbabwe. These countries aren't very strong. South Africa is decently strong. Let's go ahead and look at the speed security. Actually, I don't even have to cut the video for this one. You already know. You already know. It's full annexation. See? Yep. Well, actually, that would look awful. It's a big South Africa. Yep, South Africa is becoming very, very large. And also, South Africa is going to go ahead and join the East African Federation. And Angola is going to, they're going to be forced to join. Like, through an ultimatum. And, yeah. So now the East African Federation is now going to be called the South African Federation. Because it's the South African Federation, and there's no other way of saying it. So, yeah. France is going to do something a little bit sneaky and go ahead. They're going to do something sneaky and go ahead and take Suriname. Not Guyana, though. They're just going to say to Guyana and everyone in South America. They're going to be like, we're not gonna do anything. We just want to take Suriname. We're sorry for being on the continent. Bye now. France just wanted a little bit of a bigger colony over there. This is stronger than modern. Well, if you just like overlay this and if this had like just 2026 equipment, 2026 technology of France, but like just added those lands. It's really hard to explain what I mean, but like take this France and make it like normal okay, take normal France, take its technology, put it into this version of France, and then make it fight that France. This France would win because it has more lands. If the technology if the technology if the current France can give this France its technology, like the current, I don't know how to explain it, okay? Also, the next thing we have happening is the Spanish Civil War. Also, an we're also gonna have an Italian one. Yeah, this is gonna look a lot like the historical days, huh? Yep, these two are both having civil wars, which aren't gonna be very pretty. First thing we have happening in Spain is Catalonia. Whoa, this, I guess, a Portuguese one. Southern. And let's throw in a northern. Actually, no. Let's throw in a northern one because why not? Actually, better idea. Let's throw in this one. Um. So for Italy, it's going to be um different colors. It's just going to be like these versions. Um, for Italy, we're gonna have like just Sicily, and then this one would just be. Then we have Sardinia. That was a historical country. Um, and then you can't forget the Pope. You can't forget him. You cannot forget the Pope. You cannot forget about the Pope. I'm just saying you can't. Trying to find like a good color. Oh, that's the ocean. Because if I just use, actually no, it just looks like the ocean. It just looks like I just sunk it. Oh, never mind. Anyway, um, yeah, Civil War. Also this Northern Rebellion. Should probably like smaller than that. This one just wants to join Germany. Well, they want to join Austria, which means it joins German, which means it joins Germany. So that's, yeah. It's just a pro-German thing. This one is a pro-Portuguese rebellion, like it wants to join Portugal. Um, this is just independence movement. Same thing with this to this to pretty much. But yeah, the first thing that's happening is the Italian, at least. The Italian one is probably gonna happen a lot quicker. The rest, um, that's most likely what would happen with the Italian Civil War, and I'm just fixing that. So yeah, most likely what would happen with the Spanish would be a lot like this. Whoever can reach Madrid first would be able to take most of the land out of the war. Madrid is like right there. Very like I think it's actually more south. Just more like that, and yeah. Oops. Catalonia just takes the coast, and it's horrible again. And then they get to the gates of Madrid, and then the kind of division of the rest of everything, which kind of look like this. Like with the rest of the occupation areas. So, yeah. Italy isn't as precise, but that's a better example. So, let's go ahead and look at this peace treaty. Or peace treaties. Well, the world is definitely different. Um, yeah, it's a much different world we got here. No longer complete Western domination, but a somewhat Western domination scenario. Right after World War III, it was definitely a Western domination scenario. Now it's more of like in Europe, it's more of like an Eastern domination scenario. Or at least like over here, it's more of a Eastern, something than over here. It's more of like a Eastern domination thing. Over here it's definitely Western. Over here, and then the Balkans, yeah, this is definitely like no changes and stuff. That's basically what that happens. Yeah. And Sicily's gonna go ahead and actually join the green team here. And yeah, that's gonna make them a little bit stronger. The Pope, he's probably just gonna hold his ground. Or like hold his own, I guess. He's probably gonna make his own alliance that's Catholic. You have to be Catholic to join. Probably include, you know, this is, what was it called? Protestant, I think, same with those Americans. I know France is Catholic. I don't remember Poland is, I know that. I don't remember if Czechia is. Let's just put them in. Slovakia, I think, as well. Might be Orthodox, but I know, like, these, I know Ukraine. I know Ukraine, well, some of the Baltics at least. Some of the Baltic states. Finland, no, not Finland. Russia, those are your Orthodox. Belarus, Romania, I think. I think Romania. Those are your Orthodox states, but like, whoa, it's weird. It keeps like scrolling weirdly. Like, I don't hold shift, and yeah, it still goes this way. But it should go this way when I'm not holding shift. And when I'm not holding control, sometimes, or like when I first get a letter, I think that's just the input delay. But the good thing about Zoom is I can just um, yeah, my cough sometimes I'm sneezing because I'm partially holding in the cough. Um, but yeah. And I think this is gonna be the end of the video because I am sick. I don't want to record. I kind of have to. So I will see you in the next video.